Hello, all of you. So, I welcome you to this class. So, today we are going to discuss about the new lesson, uh, the Shahnai of the Bismillah Khan. So, this is the lesson of the second part of the lesson, the sound of music. So, in our last class, as we studied, we completed the lesson Eveline Glennie hears the sound without hearing. Okay, yes, so this is the part 2 session, the Shahnai of Bismillah Khan. So this will give you the picture of the Bismillah Khan's life. So Bismillah Khan is a very wonderful Shahnai player, and he got some civilian award, highest civilian award like Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. So he had done something special, something legendary in the music, in the music. So he recognized as a greatest Shahnai player in this country, also global. He had given the he has given his performance in India, also some foreign abroad also. So that is why he got very fantastic name, also fame in the total India, also world. So that is why, so this lesson is about him. So today we are going to discuss about his life and his mastery over music, and how his interest about music grows. And these are the important things we are going to that we are going to discuss about discuss about this man today. Okay, yes, let us we move on to the lesson. So before we going to the lesson, so some introduction part is there. Let us we move on to the introduction part. So these some pictures are given here. In the last picture we got this man, means Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan is a Shahnai player. So in this lesson we we are going to know about the Shahnai. And the Shahnai is a musical instrument which were used to play in marriage functions and some other functions. So it is a very important musical instrument were used were used in marriage functions, also some other functions. Okay, yes. So Shahnai, the background of Shahnai, also the background, the life of Bismillah Khan. So this is the chapter, this is the matter that we're going to discuss about. Okay, yes, without wasting the time, let us move on to the lesson. Okay, yes, you have to be in front of your books. Without the books, the lesson could not be understood by you. So that is why you must have your books in front of you. Okay, yes. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. So Emperor Aurangzeb is a very famous king in Mughal Empire. You have heard this. Okay, Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument pungi. Okay, pungi is an instrument, musical instrument, which used to play in residence, royal palace in the Mughal Empire. So this Aurangzeb banned this musical instrument pungi. Why? Why is it so? Let us we see forward. So for because it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Shrill means something bad sound, something tonal bad sound. Okay, shrill, violent sound. Shrill means violent sound. Pungi makes a violent sound. That is why Aurangzeb banned this musical instrument pungi. Yes, pungi become the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Pungi is a generic sound, generic name, nothing but a name given to a class or group. Okay, so pungi is a generic name given to some musical instrument, some reeded noisemakers means violent makers. Okay, some musical instruments are there. The moment these plays, okay, the sounds of them will give the violentness to a man. So that is why Aurangzeb banned this, the musical instrument. Okay, so few had thought that it would one day be revived. So pungi is banned, but few human beings thought that it would one day be revived. It would be bring back to the musical world. Guarantee. Pungi banned, but in the same way, Pungi somehow revived in a different way. Somehow bring back, somehow in the future. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. Pungi has a noisemaker sound, a violent sound. So a barber thought that the let us improve the sound quality of pungi. Sound quality of pungi. Though so he chose a pipe. He chose a pipe. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow. Hollow means a whole stem that was longer and broader than pungi. Pungi was like this, and pungi was like that, and so he chose a pipe, natural natural hollow stem that was longer and broader also than the pungi, and made 7 holes on it. He would take a pipe. He took a pipe and made 7 holes on it, 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, when he blow onto this, closing and opening the some holes on the body, it makes melodious sounds. Soft and melodious sounds were produced. Okay, so when he began to blow, and also some holes, putting the holes closed and open, so that music instrument started soft and melodious sounds were produced. Okay, so this becomes very fantastic to him. So let us what's happening in the farboard. So he played the instrument before royalty, and everyone was impressed. So using this instrument, and he played the instrument before royalty. Royalty means in the court of some prestigious men. So everyone was impressed by this. Everyone was impressed by this. The instrument so different from the pungi. Pungi is a noise maker. Pungi was a violent maker music instrument. So instead that this is very wonderful. So all the persons was very impressed. This instrument so different from the pungi had to be given a new name. So pungi, the same looks like pungi, but this is not pungi. This has a different sound. This has a very soft and melodious sound. So the new name given to this instrument. So as the story goes, so the name of this instrument. So the story behind this, the one story behind this, since it was first played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a nai. Nai means barber. The instrument was named the Shahanai. So here Shahanai means Shah. Shah means, so it is played first in the Shah's chamber. That is why it is called as Shah. Also, the rest of the word is called as a nai. Nai means barber. So that is called as Shahanai. Okay, so this is the story behind this name Shahanai. So the sound of the Shahanai began to be considered auspicious. The sound of the Shahanai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious means here fortunate, something very something very good, fortunate. Okay, that is why the reason why it is played in the temples. It is played in the very different type of marriage functions and some also. And for this reason it is still played in the temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian weddings. So this is good fortune music instrument. That is why the reason why it is playing, this instrument still played in the temples and also North Indian weddings. So here indispensable component means inevitable, it has to play in the North Indian weddings. Okay, which is very important. It is the when it is not, when it is not Shahnai, the marriage wedding function is not be complete. So this much of indispensable means inevitable. Inevitably it has to play in the North Indian weddings. So this much of importance uh, people have given to the Shahnai. Okay, yes. In the past, the Shahnai was part of the Nahabat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. So here, Shahnai was a part of Nahabat. Nahabat means it's a place where the music functions happens. So in Nahabat, traditional ensemble means it is the ensemble means here instruments group. Okay, 9 instrumental group is there. So Shahnai becomes one important part out of this 9 instruments group. Okay, yes. So till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. So till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So Shahnai till recently it is used to play in the wedding and temples only. But Shahnai brings in the classical stage because of the Ustad Bismillah Khan. So let us we move on to the story of Bismillah Khan, Ustad Bismillah Khan. So as a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Domrao in Bihar. So his native place is Bihar. So as a 5-year-old boy, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Dandu. We called in native places Gilli Dandu, Chinni Dandu. You have heard that, okay? Yes, in a nearable pond, ancient temple Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Biharji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita. Chaita means it's a particular song in the language of Bhojpuri. Bhojpuri is the language which is used by people of Bihar and UP, some of the regions of Bihar and UP. Okay, yes. At the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg. So he sings Chaita. At the end of the function, he would earn. So he given a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize. This is a prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has traveled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So till that, so 80 years, the it means Gilli Dandu movements and the Laddu as a prize he has given by the Maharaja. So until that moment, 80 years ago, this man traveled so far to earn the Indian biggest, highest civilian award in India, Bharat Ratna. So, uh, taking the Bharat Ratna award is not a simple thing. It's a very, very toughest thing. One person has to move very difficult paths, and above all, this prize is very auspicious. This prize is very more very wonderful, very uh, prestigious award in this India. Okay, so let us we move on to the close life to the Bismillah Khans. Okay, yes. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. So born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known musicians family from Bihar. His grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan was Shahanai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. So, Rasul Baksh Khan was a Shahanai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. So, family background supported him to uh, to be it means what to become a wonderful person like this was Shahnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. His father Paigambar Baksh, his father Paigambar Baksh and other paternal ancestors means ancestors of the father were also great Shahanai players. His family right from the paternal ancestors to Shahanai player, what means Bismillah Khan, all the Shahanai players were there. That is why the support from the family is very important to success in the life. So Bismillah Khan, fortunately, Bismillah Khan had this opportunity of giving the importance of Shahanai. So he did the very achievement in music section. Okay, yes. The young boy took to music early in life. All the musicians, all the Shahanai players were there in family. That is why the young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, now Varanasi, and it's also called as Kashi Vishwanatha. Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shahnai. So Bismillah was very fascinated, very wonderful about watching his uncles practice the Shahnai. His uncle also Shahnai practitioner, so that is why he is very fascinated about watching the Shahnai playing of his uncle. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baksh was employed to play the Shahanai. So soon, Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh to Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baksh was employed to play Shahnai. He's an employer of a music player Shahnai. So Bismillah started accompanying him. So the moment accompanying him, that Shahnai playing education came him naturally. Then Ali Baksh would play the Shahnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Just he watch it. He came to the function. Bismillah would sit. Bismillah would sit and captivated. Captivated means attract. Also captured. Captured means he taking the education of Shahnai. He captivated for hours on end. Not a 1 hour, not a 2 hour, for hours on end. 6 hours, 7 years, 7 hours, 8 hours. He used to sit in front of his uncle's Shahnai playing and captivated, just capture the music senses of his body, in his body. And also slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. Slowly he started getting the lessons from Shahnai playing and this instrument, the practicing. He used to practice every throughout the day, not 1 hour, 2 hour and go. So throughout the day he used to practice the Shahnai playing. For years to come, the temple of Bikram. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangalmaya and the banks of the river Ganga become the young apprentices. Young apprentices means young student of his Ali Baksh. Favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. So for many years, after many years, to come the temple of Balaji and Mangalmaya temple and the banks of the river. He would go to the places of Mangalmaya, Balaji temple and the banks of the river, become the young apprentices. Apprentices means young student of his Ali Baksh. Favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. Solitude means single. Solitude means here. Solitude means single. Single. Solitudely. He would sit in the banks of the river and Balaji temple, Mangalmaya. He would sit single and practice the Shahnai very wonderfully. And also the flowing waters of Ganga inspired him. The flowing waters of Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent new ragas initiated by him, that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of Shahnai. So his invention in Shahnai ragas, new Shahnai ragas created by him. This considered to be beyond the ranges of Shahnai, beyond the ranges of Shahnai. So at the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the age of 14, this is the significance to the Bismillah. Okay, at the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied. He goes to his uncle and he accompanied him in Allahabad Music Conference. In Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital means performance. Recital means here performance. Okay, recital means performance. Recital means performance. His performance, at the end of his performance, Ustad Fayaz Khan, he is also a well-known Shahnai player. He came to him, patted the young boy's back, and said, he gives very what is that? He gives a very patted head patted and young boy's back and said, Ustad Fayaz Khan said that work hard and you shall make it. If you would work hard, you shall make it. It means if you work hard in Shahnai, you will become wonderful in this music section. Okay, yes. With the opening of the All India Radio, with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938, came Bismillah's big break. So, with the opening of his of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938, came Bismillah's big break. What is this big break? He soon became an often heard Shahnai player on radio. He soon became an often heard Shahnai player on radio. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shahnai. So, India gained independence on 15th August 1947. So, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet, to give the greetings the nation with his playing Shahnai. Playing Shahnai, he poured his art, he poured his heart out into Raga Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Trust in Destiny speech. So he poured his heart with the raga called Kafi. Kafi is a different raga which is very famous raga. He poured means he gives a very wonderful Shahnai music to the people. Raga Kafi from the Red Fort. The independence function, the inauguration function took place in the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, also who later gave his trust with destiny. So, in the inauguration function of Jawaharlal Nehru, Bismillah Khan become the first greet by his music. So, in his function, Jawaharlal Nehru also was there, and he gave to Bismillah Khan very big hand. Also, very fantastic thing happened in the inauguration function of the Jawaharlal Nehru. So, Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. So, he has given many performances in India, also abroad, means in different foreign countries. His first trip was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. So, his first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah, was so taken by the mastery. So, hearing the music of Bismillah Khan became very auspicious, become very fantastic, that he gifted him priceless carpet means it's a very auspicious, very priceless thing in Persia, and other souvenirs by things given in the name of a person, also in the name of a place. Okay, souvenirs. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. That only not only king was appreciated him, the not only king was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Another person was there. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah's music at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Gunz Uti Shahnai. The film was a hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions. So one song released by his compositions. So the song name was Dil Ka Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. So this is the song. This is the song compositions given by the Bismillah Khan. Turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. Chart buster means record breaker. So this song composing Shahnai by Bismillah Khan, this song becomes nationwide chart buster. Chart buster means your record breaker song. Record breaker song. Despite it's not in spite of this huge success in the celluloid world. Celluloid world means film industry. Film industry also this huge success in the celluloid world. Celluloid world means film industry. Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two only. His ventures in film music. Ventures means achievement. Achievements. His achievement in music in film industry limited to two only. Vijay Bhatt's Gunjuti Shahnai is one film, and Vikram Srinivasa's Kannada film venture Sanadi Appanna. Sanadi Appanna, you have heard the Sanadi Appanna because the Rajkumar acted in this film. So this film becomes a very hit in the Karnataka, also entire world, entire India. So these two films based on the compositions of Bismillah Khan's Shahnai. Okay, yes. So having said that, I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. So I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world. So I can't come terms with the artificiality. So and also film of the glamourity of the film world, he says emphasis. He says that I can't I can't stay in the film industry because of the artificiality, because of the name, because of the fame, because of the glamourity of the film industry. He says awards and recognition came thick and faster. Awards recognition came, lots of lots of recognition came to him, and very fastly awards and recognition came to him. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. So Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform his Shahnai function at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America in USA. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahara Masukhu Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he gave some of the foreign functions also. The first one in United States of America in Lincoln Center Hall. Also in Montreal, World Exposition in Montreal. In also Cannes Art Festival. Cannes is the place where held where were held in Europe country, Europe continent, in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally so well that one auditorium named by his name, Tehran, Tahar Masukhu Ustada Bismillah Khan. So Tehran was named after him, Tahar Masuku Ustad Bismillah Khan. So next we move forward. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan also conferred him, also given him. Confer means given here. The three famous prizes given on him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, with the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes, glinting means shining. So the moment he was taking the award, his eyes were glinting with rare happiness. He said, all I would like to say is, uh, after he has given the prize and after he taken the prize, he says to all the Indians, all I would like to say is, he would like to say is, teach your children music. Teach your children music. This is the Hindustan's richest tradition. You must teach the music to your children because Hindustan's richest tradition is the music only, music itself. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. So now the time of the music is, Western people came here and learn the Hindustani music. So Hindustanis must give the education of music to their children, and this is the richest tradition of this India to the or Hindustan. So all he would like to say to peoples is, people must uh, people must teach the music to the childrens. Okay, yes. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Saab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. So, in spite of having traveled all over the world, he traveled all over the world, all over the abroad. Having traveled that, Konsov, as he fondly called, he is extreme fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. Having traveled all over the world, for this man, Dumrao, Banaras were the greatest place. Okay, having traveled all over the world, in spite of that, the Banaras Dumrao remained for him most beautiful places of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shahnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later he is remembered to have said, that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. Yearning means here longing to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I keep yearning to see Banaras. I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Matha of Dumra. So he said, some of his students said that in USA, his student wanted to head a Shahnai school in USA, and student give a promise that to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras, Kashi, by replicating the temples. Replicate means here recreate the temples in the USA. But Kansam asked that if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So if you would create the if you could create the all over temples of Banaras, so would be able would be you he would be able to transport river Ganga? Not at all. It is not possible. So here the love of native place is very important. So this is the significance of his Bismillah Khan. So having traveled all over the world, but still he is longing to be in the native places is very enormous, very wonderful of Bismillah Khan. So that is why whenever I am in foreign country, whenever he is in foreign country, he keeps earning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai he thinks of only Banaras. While he is in Banaras he thinks of great Matha of Dumrao. Okay, yes. Bismillah Khan. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shahnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Devote here believe strongly. So as so Ustad Khan is a perfect example to cultural heritage, and rich cultural heritage of India also. So one that accept effortlessly that devout Muslim like him, devout means believe strongly in a religion and obeying its laws and following its practices, naturally play the Shahnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanatha temple. Okay, yes. So Ustad Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. After his dying, government of India declared the morning means national silent of full day. So this is about the today's class. So if you have any doubts, ask me. Okay, thank you very much.